Hello everyone and welcome into our newest video, in which I would like to present to you our newest model of RWK 600 by 500 crack sealing machine. This machine is designed as a frame version and it was recently made to fulfill the highest quality of crack sealing for our Western European customers. The special small and compact design of this machine allows us to put it on a small and low trailer in which it is put together with a high capacity of air compressor, approximately 4,000 liters per minute, a few bottles of gas, which is then mixed with the high capacity of air and used to clean the cracks. This way we are perfectly sure that the cracks which are prepared in such way will be ready for the addition of the crack sealing compound, which is prepared by this specific unit. So let me first talk you through the main components of this machine, and let me start by the Kubota engine, which is placed in this compartment. Typical 3-cylinder Kubota engine. Please always remember to check the oil level before each start, so then we are sure that this engine will live thousands, literally tens of thousands of hours. Next to the engine on the left side, we've got a small compartment for the battery. We open it like that. And below the battery is our converter. The converter is placed in this machine to provide the 230 volts for our burner. In case something happens to this converter, you can easily take it out by taking this metal plate off. This small spot is the connection for the compressed air. This compressed air is then used to clean all of the necessary hoses after every day's work. The next connector on the left side here can be used to drain the oil from Kubota engine, which is in this compartment. Next to that, we will find a hydraulic tank with a hydraulic level indicator, and we can drain the hydraulic oil with this simple bolt. Later on, we've got 74 liters of diesel with small level gauge, and then we can also empty it with this simple connection. In the back of the machine, which is the operator's place, we will find the main electric box on the left side. We will find two most important gauges, which are the temperatures of thermal oil and material. On the left side, as you can see, we've got the thermal oil, and on the right side we have the temperature of our material. With this little opening in the middle of the boiler, we are able to put the mastic into a bucket, for example, or empty and clean the internals of our unit. What we have changed within this machine is that actually after each season you can open this hole and make sure, actually you cannot see here because the light doesn't go inside of the tank, but you are able to clean thoroughly the insides and the lowest part of the tank through this opening. So furthermore, on the left side we've got the main starter for the pump of material, the mastic pump. In this way we are starting the pumping, which will allow the material to go from the pump through the hose and then back into the circulation or into a crack. We have also a reverse gear, which is later then used to suck the residues of the material through the hose and back into the tank. On the left side is our main control box, and we've got the main ignition on the left side with the keys. Starting is pretty simple, I think I don't have to explain that. Next to that we've got the temperature of our engine, our meter for the engine, our meter for the burner, and the burner switch on and off. This red little light will be red in case there's any problems with the burner. For example, the fuel is off or the quality of fuel was too low, we will get the red light here. So this will indicate us some problems with the burner, which then we can reset. We can reset the burner in case anything happens, it will be stuck. We have to press and hold this little button for at least 3 seconds. After that, it will try to restart back again. So let me just go to this little front of the machine and tell you what are these two for. Very simple. The left light is the working light, which is here. You can point it anywhere you work. And then later on, the second switch is the working light on the top, the kind of warning light. This little gauge in here allows us to regulate the speed of the diesel engine, which is on the left side in here. What's next? On the right side of the machine, we've got a quick connection to clean the hose with compressed air. With this little opening, by opening this valve, we can clean our hose. We connect our hose to this valve and then clean it and blow it with air. Our hose is always left after each day's job in this compartment. So we put it like this, maybe not like this, because this is ready for to travel to our customer in France. But always make sure that these two ends are facing down. This place is especially left without any particular metal sheets, so the heat from the thermal oil, which is heated by the burner, will be possible to heat the hose here. So we will always make sure that no residues of material are left in the hose, but we have to make sure that these nozzles, these connectors, are facing down. Then the residues of the material will be leaking into this little cup. So we can also clean it. It's made of some stainless steel. We can quickly disconnect it and clean it with open fire. So not just to miss anything, I think you're familiar with our crack sealing machines, but our machines are equipped with the diesel burner from Yellow, which is then heating the thermal oil which is running around the walls of the main tank. So there's a special thermal oil pump which provides the flow, and we make sure to have the constant and very equivalent temperature in all of the different places within the main tank. Let me open the tank for you first, and I'll go back in here. So one new thing, or two new things that we have added to our machine recently, is that we now allow to have a split grill. This solution will allow you to put more material after every day's work, so it is melted with just pure energy which is left from the tank. So you stop the engine, finish the day of work, but you can put more material inside and then put some more on the top. So through the night the material will melt and enter the main tank. So you will have much more material prepared for the next day. The second thing, and I hope it will be seen correctly, is that we have added those two pipes in which now the thermal oil also flows. This allows us much quicker heating and exchange of the temperature between the walls of the tank and the mastic material which will be input in here at the first day of work. On the left side we can see our mastic pump, which is submerged in the material. So as I have told you before, we have removed this metal plate inside, so it is much easier to clean the lowest places in the main tank. So like I told you, the thermal oil is flowing through the walls and also through this part of the grill, which is left heated, of course. In the other projects, sometimes we have this little grill heated in the all of the way of the machine, but also especially for our customers which say this is best, we now allow to add the material straight into the pedals of the mixer just after every day's work to prepare more material after every day. Next part of the machine is the emergency stop, of course, full and safe, nicely bolted around. This is the fuel oil filter, which then of course makes sure that the fuel that reaches the Grille burner is nice and clean. And on the back side of the machine we've got other most important parts that we need every day. So starting from the lowest left controller, we have the thermostat for thermal oil. On the right side we've got the thermostat for material, temperature of mastic, and on the top we've got the temperature thermostat for the security. So if anything happens, this is set for around 290 degrees. If you would exceed this temperature, simply unscrew this little lock and push the button which is inside. This would reset the main setting and allow the burner to restart again. Typical temperatures of material are about 150-160 Celsius degrees. This is something that you have to read in the manual of your material provider. Then typical thermostat settings for the thermal oil are around 240 up to 270 Celsius degrees. In our tank we have about approximately 180 liters of thermal oil, and we can check the level with this little screw. After we take this off, after we unscrew it, we will have the kind of a bagnet in which we will see how low the level of, or how high the level of thermal oil has reached. Now, one part which was replaced in this machine, because this was usually somewhere by the operator's place, by the trailer version, it was in the back. In this machine we still left the main auger starter, hydraulic starter, in this position. And this is because sometimes if you add too much material, you may want to be in this place and start and restart this little valve, which then provides the hydraulic power to our main mixer drive. So according to our customers in France, if this gets locked, it's better for you if you see that this provides you any action. So this is why it is left in this place. And we have done many other things to make this machine smaller and more compact. If you want, please let us know, then we can send you some more diagrams and drawings that will really explain to you how small this machine really is. The chimney is new, from stainless steel now. We've got new covers for the thermal oil pipes system, and that's pretty much it. The connections to the for everyday work are main 2 points in here. So we've got the main connector for the output of the bitumen mastic for crack sealing, and then we've got another connector which I explained to you already for cleaning the hoses with air. After everyday work, after connecting it in here, of course we have to know that we have to start the burner and get the temperature ready for the mastic material. But first we have to control this valve into the circulation position. The valves are always described correctly within the small metal plates. So first we circulate the material internally by the pump, and after we reach a certain temperature and we see that the liquidity viscosity of the material is nice and temperature is approximately 140 degrees, then we can reopen this valve and make sure that the circulation will now go through the hose. There is another valve on our lance which needs to be opened in order to get the material flowing into this place. This place is specially designed to leave the lance after everyday work. We put our lance inside, open the circulation by this valve, and open the circulation valve on our lance, and this is how we leave the system all day until we get to the process of cleaning. So the first step of cleaning, like I explained in the other movies, it's all pretty, of course, simple and the same. We always suck the rest of the material back by turning the pump backwards, and after that we make sure that there's almost no residues in the emulsion hose, in the mastic in the hose, no mastic residues. Then we can reconnect the hose to this connector and blow the air through a few times. After that we leave the hose into our main hose compartment, and that's pretty much it for everyday work. One thing that was added recently, and sorry I'm jumping so much, not so much time left for me to record this video. Also for purpose of quicker everyday start, we have added this special metal cover, so now you can heat up this valve with open flame and make sure nothing bad happens to the engine, which is then driving the main shaft of the mastic pump, which is submerged in our machine. One more thing For controlling the speed of the pump and the pressure, always make sure to set up this little bolt in here. This is to be checked and controlled, let's say each week, because this is the main setting of pressure for our mastic pump, which is then calibrated a little bit better by this precise bullher gauge, which is here. As we can see, this is the setting. Left side we add the pressure, left side we decrease the pressure. And from my side, I think this is all. I hope that you will like our new machine. If you have any questions, feel free to ask us directly by email. Thank you very much and have a nice day.